You know, if I was, if this harvest would have been done like 4 parts ago. But yeah, welcome back to Let's Go Asagao Academy. This is Tarek Norris, and I'll be your narrator for this episode. Now, say Romeo. General was watching him crack before the jocks, who twisted his head from side to side. Romeo, come on now, I know you can do it. Romeo. The jocks pointed at John, driving his hand through his hair. He read this for the last 8 hours, all trying to teach jocks the word Romeo. Particularly the first 2 hours, just because Jocks was still on command, and now John was stuck on the very first word Juliet should know in the play. At this rate, Hannah doubted his plan was really going to work out. If Jocks didn't learn the word Romeo, how was he going to learn wherefore, or forsooth, or bane? The first word was always the hardest. After that, it gets easier. Way easier. Hannah nodded silently. Romeo, say the word Romeo. Say Romeo, for God's sake! Hannah's hand on his arm, and he glanced at her. You're right, sorry. He swallowed, setting down the small cracker. You think you can take over? I need a break.
Yeah.
Plays TV, I don't care. Sure, of course. John crouched into his bed, a hand over his eyes. Hannah bit her lip. He was so stressed out that if he was wasting all of this time on jocks, he wouldn't be able to practice. Hannah turned to the new jocks. It's really a shame if this jocks isn't human. Yeah, I bet humans will be able to see. What a weird thought, right? She was meaningfully at John, but he was barely listening. I heard the costume is made a Juliet costume too. She liked the design and wanted the lifestyle made for herself. But it's really pretty. She ain't gonna be able to see it under the stage lights. John scoffed. We're wasting our time. So what would you want to have Jocks put Juliet in the first place? John his face, exhaling deeply. He was brushing his cheeks in a little pulse like a chipmunk. Jocks has star quality, like anything I've ever seen. You saw him and you instantly loved him. He hadn't affected people like any other. That it factor, you know? He was probably begging to go into show business, and if we could just make it happen, imagine where that would take us. Here's Parker's face, Hannah noticed slowly. And this Jocks is the same? Well, there's only one Jocks now, so he better be. There was a note of finality to his voice, so Hannah turned back to the burning question. Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? Nothing. The play was only 2 weeks away. Would Jocks really be ready in time? If he wasn't, the play would be a total disaster. I looked at John again. Her conversation with Mai for just a few days before bus ran in her mind. Figure out a human Juliet, almost all of his troubles would be fixed. He wouldn't have to worry about spending time teaching her minds because she could do it on her own. And then instead of worrying, he could study. I said to look for opportunities, right? Well, here one was. Hannah took a deep breath. So I don't think you study a human Juliet. Maybe you and Jocks, old Jocks, would have been able to pull this off, but not this one. John sat up and looked at her. Hannah expected an immediate refusal, but instead, Todd turning in his mind. Maybe you have a point. Pace stretched across his face. Hannah wasn't sure whether it was because he missed the old Jocks, he was wanting the opportunity lost, or he was trying to imagine the play a different way than he had the entire year. Probably all three. But what if we tried a new technique? Yeah, what else aside? If he gets the word right, there'll definitely be enough incentive, right? Beamed at her, and Hannah was too glad to finally see him smiling again to turn him down. This seems like a horrible, horrible idea. Place your bets now. Sal switched on silence like that was how he was doing it. With a sigh, Hannah turned back to Jocks. Romeo, say the word Romeo. We are better with birds. Thought things would get worse after Jocks destroyed Mr. Bunny. Yeah, well, you know what to say, practice makes perfect. It was kind of hard to be afraid of something when you're furious with it. I find that to be true. Being mad or furious kind of just stop everything else. Through the week, and class just ended. John, as he often did nowadays, went rushing out the door as soon as the bell rang. Hannah put books in her bag, intended to follow and help out with today's Jocks training session when PB stopped her. Hannah, can I talk to you for a second? I'm in a little bit of a rush. Can it wait? Hannah moved a step past him, PJ threw an arm out to stop her. I don't think I can, but let's not talk here. PJ and Hannah headed out onto the campus away from the flood of students and their listening ears. Faces was cribbed, had firmly in his pockets. Each step they took, Hannah's anxiety increased. What's wrong with that, PG? You had to talk to her about it. It wasn't until they got the soccer field near empty, considering it was just extra class, that PG finally told her what was on his mind. Is John? Okay.
What?
What do you think? What do you have something like that? He finally was on the one that said, "I'm not stupid." That's what. On the side. I know I was as strong as his Jacques left, but now there's a new Jacques. So they always thought the real Jacques, but John keeps trying to convince me that it is, even though he knows I know otherwise. I didn't want to say anything about it since John was adamant, but it's really weirding me out. His grades are falling. He's hardly sleeping anymore. On top of that, he's not showing up to meetings or paying any attention to our business. He's one of the founders. He can't just leave us without us. We're a team. We all need to work together. And now he's dragged you into it too. What do you mean dragged me into it? I wanted to help him. Besides, I'm perfectly fine. I see Rush after class, after every class, following him to our room. They stayed until I show up after soccer practice. They rush right on out with those things such as, "Hello, what's going on? Have you even been down to sleep? Study? Go to dinner? You don't go to John, do you? You guys are dating, are you?" I grabbed his arms on impulse, straight over them to prevent the boy from an imminent heart attack.
Hey!
Please calm down. Please calm down. Everything's looking bad right now, but what? But they look better? What's the chance in hell that would happen? Now with John being completely unwilling to take suggestions. But we win the tournament? He also was pleased too. Han hadn't had time to practice to scare to put the new Jacques. She was just kind of hoping that her prior practice and Shane's advice, as always, would pan out for her. Then what? What could she really say? Please do the same thing. He took a hand out of his pocket and rested on Hana's arm. He felt a weird kind of circle, both trying to comfort the other. You shouldn't be allowed to drag you into this too. It's one thing to still no being, but Peter seemed to be distressed about what possible harm Hana was coming to. That was both charming and slightly ludicrous. In spite of herself, she started giggling. What? What are you laughing? What? Why are you laughing at me? It's nothing, it's just... You're so thoughtful for you, G. I tears from her eyes, struggling to calm down. What's up with me? I really do appreciate it. No, it's really nothing. You're right. You're right that was making things a little bit tougher on me. But that's okay. I volunteered for this. Things are bad, but I can't just abandon John. Not when he really needs me most. But I can't breathe all the time. Do you try to make sure he's eating and sleeping? There's no way to be able to get everything done, and it's not looking like things will go well. He's only getting more and more worked up. At the very last, we prevent some of the damage that will cause by making sure he's a little bit healthier than he would be if we left him on his own. Sometimes I had to inhale. Too many words to say all at once. Pewsy pouted, seeming somewhat annoyed. I felt bad getting involved too, but she knew she could count on him when she needed help. No, sorry, Johnny doesn't want to, but I can try. He goes a second, running a hand through his hair. So like him then? What? No, of course I don't. Does it again. I'm not stupid. Maybe a little. Well, that's fine. Yeah, maybe it'd be good for him. He said heavily. Wasn't all of the joy of Cece's response to his special moment? Do you think we could make a couple? I know it seems unlikely. No, just the opposite. You guys make each other happy. I could always see it working out on the long term. He sighed again. Why are you... Anyways, I don't want to keep you. We have practice today anyways. But I'll see you in his room when I get back. Go home early today and get some work done. Look after yourself.
See you later.
I will. Thanks, Yuji. How do I really feel? Hope you didn't miss anything important during this teaching session. Oh, did you just said to the first performance? Surely there was something they could do. Soon was the day before the play, and the new Jacques was nowhere even close to ready. They only just managed to get him to keep his Juliet costume on without throwing off the hat every 5 seconds. There's absolutely no way they were also going to be able to teach him how to act and make Shakespeare intelligible to an uninformed audience. Travis rose before Hana, biting his fist, begging from his eyes. His face was pale, and every time Hana came over his room was another degree better than he thought humanly possible. And around him for the past few days, it was clear he was completely consumed by thoughts of the play. Hana tried to distract him by talking about things, telling stories, making jokes, but it was no use. John had one struck mind. Even when Hana imagined engaged him in something else for a second, he immediately likened it to the play afterwards. Did you go make a jocks? Did you do something like that? She had been so near a human, putting themselves under so much stress. She had no idea what to do. At this point, she was worried about more than the play tournament. She was seriously concerned about his health. If he like this now, how would he be in 5 years in the future, when his job or family's future was on the line? If going on like this, something had to give. She didn't want to have to watch that happen. Hana jumped. John stopped pacing and was now facing her. I'll work hard to feet on his face. I really don't know what to do. I don't think this is going to work out.
Really?
What? Really? You finally realized it? Up to now, he'd been adamant that it would just require a little more time. It's just I'm so frustrated. See, everything else is going perfectly. The sets are done, the actors are doing amazing. All the actors and actresses are kicking. The costuming is coming out of this world for a school production. The lighting, sounds on the pops, everything is set for it to be a perfect play. Except for this, and I don't know what to do. Kelsey was sitting on the couch, and Hana wrapped an arm around him. Since he was trying the tournament, I've been trying to practice every night, but half the time I fall asleep when I start. And if you take us home and we have to do our assignment, and I stay up late doing those. Must miss something. Someone make this work. You're okay, don't worry, it'll all work out. I mean, you're gonna be like you got, aren't you? That has to mean it'll work out. It has to. Hana rubbed his back, so he shook her head. Truth be told, she didn't think it was going to work out. The writing was on the wall. But she could see where he was coming from, even now. She held a small sliver of hope that maybe, just a miracle would somehow occur. It seemed stupid to suggest the grandiosity, difficult word that was needed for grandiosity of a miracle or something, as silly as it could play, but still. Maybe a miracle system was a simple choice. You sure you don't want to switch to a human Juliet? Juliet shrugged her arm on his shoulder. Of course not. I have a vision of the play, Hana. A vision. Besides, do you think she now would do anything? She needed her costume adjusted, the lines memorized. We had to redo and rerun the block if everyone to find new sets, props, and she had to be sufficiently talented. It won't work. Hana clenched her hands together on her lap, burning her thumbs over each other. She would work, but for John was determined to be as miserable as possible. If he wasn't set in his ways, if he actually listened to other people's advice and suggestions, this would have happened. He honestly brought it all on himself, but he couldn't see that it was Jock's fault or the world was a mean place. It had nothing to do with him being what amounted to, honestly speaking, a bad leader. But how to clear her teeth? What would tell him to do now? He just gave him more angry, no doubt. If he wouldn't listen, he wouldn't listen. It's just... John's voice caught in his throat, and he took a few deep breaths from starting over. There you go, hit Hana, but she shook it off, head swimming. This is not just me counting on this work. There's so many people who put it in their time, effort, and passion. So many people who worked hard, gave us sleep, hurt themselves, worried about this play. And now Claire could just birds all going to pieces. Put his face in his hands. I feel like George Lucas actually realized the Phantom was actually a piece of... Well, compared to the first 3, it is. Hana was back, nodding. There was something else she could really say. Her decision was that John messed up, and nothing she said or did would cushion the blow. John tried the entire play. Something went wrong. He was, by virtue of that position, at least partially at fault. For he made the decision to do that thing and trust that person somewhere down the line. It won't be as bad as you imagine, I'm sure. That was something she could truthfully say. John took his head again. There was an arm around Hana and buried his face in her shoulder. She stroked his hair, and they sat like that in silence. It was all they could do. Let's see. Finally, Romeo and Juliet's opening day arrived. Hana made it to the theater an hour earlier than the call time, partially because of nerves, and partially because she knew her costume was going to be an absolute to put on. So then the cast members began to show up. Warm-ups were performed, hair was put on, stretches were stretched. Actors were an interesting bunch. Some of them were bleak and insufferable, the kind of people who tried to take attention from others because they definitely were making it up for something else. Some were also shallow people who collected numbers and treated everybody like a best friend they hadn't seen in years, screaming out names and pointing them into bear hugs, only to talk about them minutes later. Some of them were the most unique, quirky, clever people you could ever meet. Some were humble, some were even first attention until they were actually on stage. In particular, his speakers have yes, no, and his lines. It's probably me. There were those who fit the poetry of the words, those who loved plowing the psychological depths of a given character, and those who treated Scripture's treasure as puzzles, reading them over and over a single line that would allow them to completely interpret the calculation. As far as this LP is concerned, I'm a student who does whatever. All in all, I like the atmosphere, and this surprised her. She was a quiet person, a bookworm and a nerd. She didn't really like having people's attention, and being surrounded by too many strangers made her nervous, especially when she couldn't trust them. Here people were energetic, people were funny, people were bright. More accurately, people were all over the place. So almost anything could happen, and despite the potential for mockery, no one treated her like a weirdo. The acceptance of her support. She knew John wanted to make the place a success, and how keenly he felt it with passion and hard work. She also wished he could keep doing it. Almost. That made it all the harder when John finally showed up looking like the actual recreation at the river. New jocks in tow. Hannah, you look great. She stared at herself in the mirror. Yes, great, exactly how she would put it. Truly, tree is her most natural state. Thanks, Ron. Really. This is the only route you can see this. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I wanted to have the chance to play the part of tree. Even though it was awkward to have swords flying in front of her face and people making out at her feet, I think it's going to go. You feeling okay? John cleared his throat, then smiled. Of course, this is going to go perfectly, all according to plan. I just know it. John did not know it. But opened to a polite smattering of applause. First bunch of students rode out on the stage, gathering the actual chorus line before delivering the prologue of the play. Two households, both fighting in dignity, in far Verona, where we lay their sea. The scene switched, this time to a public area. Anna shuffled out in her tree garb, perching right in the middle of the stage. No laughter came from the audience. Here was still visible, despite her being a tree, before the action started in on that lines. Everything fails, and all brawl settled on the stage. Giles knowledge of stage fighting coming out full force. I asked gaps and coups, the actors slugged it out. To the audience, it must seem like particularly good acting. I knew those actors simply hated each other. A few times you have to actually try to hurt each other. So far, so good. Well, for Romeo himself came on the scene, decrying his unclear love for the one unseen Rosaline? The acting term, I don't know. If you know, please post in the comments. This word down here, this last one. Rosalind? Thought her name was Juliet. How narrow eyes. Romeo and Juliet were supposed to be a play about true love or something, but she didn't really see it. I seemed to enjoy it. As long as things kept going like this, everything would be fine. But they weren't even able to take Jacques' Juliet's lines. I held her breath as the scene ended, shuffled on stage. No time, it was Juliet's first scene. God, where's this girl? What Juliet? What Juliet? Jacques switched out on stage, glancing between the two. He just stood there, in silence. Oh no. I heard a voice bellowed across the speakers. How now? Who calls? John? Was John going to read Juliet's lines? Your mother? Madam, I am here. What is your will? I seemed a bit perplexed. Either way, they went along with it. Bros is a novel set after all, and they seemed intrigued to be somewhere. Something they were expecting. Still, John be able to pull this off for long. Which Romeo didn't speak to Juliet, and when that happened. My lips, two blushing pilgrims ready to stand, and smooth out that rough touch with a tender kiss. John approached Jacques. Juliet was supposed to rebuff Romeo here, at least at first. Heart pounding in her chest as John grew closer and closer. Jacques switched his head from side to side. Please, Jacques, please tell me something. Then Juliet opened her mouth. Oh, my love, I am dying. Lay the sword to my breast and poison to my lips. Yeah, I am dead. John paused, unsure of what to do with this development. Whispers echoed through the theater, and she couldn't tell whether they were from the actors or the audience. My guess is both. Have not seen slips in Hoy Palmer's too? Dead and dead, dead. I'm dead. I'm hungry. Feed me. I hid her face in the hands. She couldn't watch. The play went on like that. The actors valiantly tried to hold on to Jacques' utter insistence of his own demise. By the time early intermission rolled around, the audience was audibly upset. People shifted in their seats, sighing and grunting. With the kind of marks to their husbands, the outrage through whose field was palpable. At this point, there wasn't even a plot. It would have been an epic parade, and John and the others knew how to play off their mistakes, but none of them actually knew how to improvise in Shakespeare. It's hard to improvise in Shakespeare. When you forget your lines, you ad-lib. That's exactly what I was told to do. I never had to, but, you know? You put out through the scenes of it as if Juliet said all the right things, and as a consequence, nothing made sense. How was all play out in front of her, trying as hard as she could not to cringe. Trees, after all, did not cringe. As Cass sat in his judge's huddle during the first intermission, John peeked behind the curtain, trying to gauge how the audience was taking it. People have been asking for their money back. This rate, this is going. People are going to leave before the play's even over. I'm so sorry. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? The show must go on. John gazed at her. The other customers watched them. It was stuffy and silent. So it must. If he didn't direct the room, it could have been worse. This is at least better than that. Yeah, I've seen The Room. Don't watch that movie. It's horrible. Just watch Silent Hill 4. It's a lot better. Is it? Jeffrey smudged his makeup in the mirror, probably caused by his nervous hat rubbing his face and hair. Then lined up before the curtain. The stage's lights dimmed. Is it really? The play continued on. In a way, it was almost inspiring how they kept trying to give their best performance. How John Bull handed it to you with his vision and his stark defiance of reality. Eyes grew more merciless as they saw the quality of the play wasn't improvising. The more proactive them trickled out of the theater. John grew irate. Backstage, a feeling grew in despair forward through the air. It was a doomed production. Everyone cared. Everyone was passionate. Everyone was giving it their all. Nothing they did was save the play. After probably opened bottles of water, hard to speak to each other. It was like seeing kids sober lining the walls of a candy store. It was just plain wrong. She sat with the backstage listening to the play when John came far around the corner. Where's Jacques? He was panting heavily, abject terror on his face. Jacques? Can you not find him? He's gone. He's already found. I think he flew away. I flew away too. Jacques sees buckling across on the floor. It's too late. I can't do that. The play is over. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Holly had on his forehead, which was burning hot. He breathed quickly. Eyes stared straight ahead, not even registering what was in front of him. He was in the theater with her. He was lost in his mind. He was having a panic attack. Hollis fought hard and pulled her into the same position where she had panic attacks at home. Her eyes have to calm down. She rolled down his head to her chest, stroking his hair. Hey, you're alright. You're safe. You're backstage in the theater at Asagao. Wearing your Romeo costume, and I'm just as a tree. Top back here, and the floor is rough underneath you. People here at the play care about you and want you to be happy. Your friends love you and want you to be happy. I love you and want you to be happy. John's breathing started to slow and he clutched her arms. Also just a tree. That is the thing. John let a light chuckle, mopping sweat off his brow. He sat up, clearly still but shaken, but much better than before. Took her on his hand and smiled. Thank you, Hannah. She nodded and pulled him into a hug. I miss old Jacques. Jacques would be able to do the play. Jacques would have let me strain myself. Jacques would have cared about my well-being, and he would have been able to calm me down, and Jacques did a deep, shaky breath, just as resistance struck Hannah so hard that she felt like she was slapped in the face. John had been able to grieve. Between the play, the sermon, and the school, John never had time to actually feel and mourn his best friend's passing. Instead, he and Hannah instantly found a replacement that only admitted how much he lost in the first place. This is partially Hannah's fault. What should she do? Last option, be real with him. John listened. Hannah swallowed. She hated being the bearer of bad news. Jacques is gone. There's no getting him back. This new bird was a mistake. There's no replacing Jacques, and I think you and I both know it. We were being too stubborn, trying to force something that wasn't meant to be. We. I think we both need to learn how to let things go. John didn't say anything for a long while. Hannah stroked the back of his hair, heart pounding, hope beyond hope that she hadn't any damage that made it worse. His dips of the play forward through the cracks in the curtains. They got close to his next scene. Would he just have to stop the play? Jeff pulled himself away from her, or Hannah. I'll be right back. John was going to the back room and bid her like, did you do the wrong thing? So the actors watched as she crossed to and sat in a corner of the room. When she looked at them, they looked away. As the hallucination wasn't bad enough, Finally John turned, saw he had a pile of bunch of fabric in his hands. It looked kind of familiar. He looked to Hana, then gently set it on her lap. Hana ran her hands across it, smoothing it out. It was thick, heavy, purple and beige. She straightened it, and folds of a dress spilled onto the floor. Juliet? Do you mind taking over?
What?
But John, I'm not an actress. I know you're the ones who trying to teach the jocks this whole past month. I heard you while you're practicing. You were trying to teach him the emotion, not just the words. And the thing is, you were good. Not great, of course, but good. You make a fantastic treat, but I think it'd be even better, Juliet. If I had been stubborn, I would have seen this sooner. John, I don't know. I'm not really the acting type. I have really bad stage fright. I'm just not sure. Anna, you still think you can do it for yourself? Should you do it for me? Her hand shook as she held Jess up, trying to manage it on herself. There was no way this was going to go well. There was no way. But then it wasn't if the play getting any worse. She wanted to take some of the strain off of John. Even if it meant that the play completely bombed, at least they could face the decision together. For once, John was free to rely on her. If it's for you, I think I can try. John immediately pulled her into bear hug, crushing her arms against his ribs, then just quickly pulled away. Go, James, hurry! I'll suffer as long as I can. But, go! John pushed her towards the restroom and then rushed into the wings. She went into the back room. The costume stood back there, shivering on her face. I always hoped this costume could see the light of day. She stripped her down, practically demolished her tree costume in a rush. I can fix it later. The pulled just over her head. Hana, you completely transformed. Putting his hat on her head, as she did, she peered at Hana straight in the mirror. Again, only time I see this one. The officer smacked her on the back, jolting her back to her senses. She had to hurry. She ran to the wings, trying to appear on stage. John was wandering the front, bemoaning the loss of his fair Juliet. Certain members of the audience mumbled under their breath. Where was she supposed to enter from? She asked John, already confused. Oh, well, for my fair babe would garish me with her fairest of presences. She needed to get out there. Nothing for it. Nothing to get out. That's a thing. She was as quick as she could. Head bowed on the harsh whites. John turned, shocked, moving over his expression. I was first maiden's hark. O fair, how hath he founded thyself upon this balcony of my desire? Hana flushed. Now she was an improv? In Shakespearean? My heart of hearts, my love of loves, not but mine, horrid folk have trapped me here. That was right. Where exactly the part were we? My love, I rushed over here as soon as I had received thine hasty message. Thou sweet Romeo, star of thine heavens, and you, the fresh hope of mine heart. I shall rescue you, we shall then flee and frolic as none ever have. Down his arm to Hana. She stared at him. Didn't mean for her to jump, right? Sure he was joking. But John made a face at her and flicked his fingers towards him. She swallowed. Hana swallowed. For thee, my love, for thee, I overcome. With a deep breath, she climbed to the air onto the bed of the balcony. Then, eyes closed, she jumped. Ah! She was on top of him and John fell to the floor. Hearing John grunt, she rolled off and away from him, and up against the fake bush and knocking it down. She wheezed as she tried to catch her breath as John crawled over to her. Hana, are you okay? Hana. The play. Oh, how often we men on the point of death, had it been merry with to keep his call lightning before death. Oh, my call is lightning, oh my love, my wife, death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath, hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Darling monster was death of Juliet's speech, and Hana closed her eyes, the best impetus of a dead person that she could muster. Wasn't hard to the circumstances. And lips, oh you, the doors of breath sealed with a wretched kiss, a dateless bride to engrossing death. John turned towards her, eyes with determination. Oh no, she forgot all about this part. Please on the other side of her, she's coming closer and closer. Heartbeat rapidly as she tried her hardest not to scratch up her face. Her first kiss. John put his hands around her chin and placed his thumbs over her mouth. He kissed the tips of his thumbs ever so tenderly, then pulled away, all the sorrowful grieving man in his eyes. Thus with a kiss, I die. John clapped next to her, hand in Hana's. Actors playing their families rushed out on stage. John and Hana go quietly. That went well. But I expected, you're right, Hana. He was a million times better. Not least of all because I think I finally understand how Romeo felt about her. I mean, you almost killed me, John. Just kidding. John was nudging her in the ribs. Shh. In the end, the play was a success. Well, comparatively. People praised the action-packed twist at the end, seeing the entire play as a staged, great performance. Juliet was murdered because she was treated as subhuman until she was finally able to exercise her free will, or something. Under this already pretense, they were given the benefit of the doubt and allowed to continue with the play. People complimented Hana on a job well done, though they didn't necessarily mean her performance. People did say her death was pretty convincing, though. As they hung up their costumes, John and Hana joked to themselves with the news Jacques' mysterious disappearance. Maybe with Bahamas, or maybe he returned that creepy shopkeeper. I'm just glad he's out of our lives now. He was nothing but trouble. Are Trace not hurt, though? You can't eat a bird is even more stubborn than I am. He's got a ferocity and path the fierce line of the Vanna. He'll be fine. Honestly, it was better that he was gone. He'd be happier that way. John said that Hana will play Juliet from now on, and that they could practice whatever they liked, though she wasn't too keen on that idea. Overall, as they headed to their dorms to practice like crazy before the tournament, she was happy that she'd been in a long, long time. Maybe there's something to this acting thing after all. Oh, guess I'll finish up the route. How is this for an entire person? Should I see you from laying a fight against just glancing into the mirror? It is I, Hana, actress. She would call it to herself. Michael going for a bunk. Sorry. How did you dash out the door? Today was the day to turn. Maybe she should turn 1 minute into 2? Judging about how well I've been doing, I think it'll be fine at 35 tournament points. The tournament age is 1 into 2. Hot in the fresh spring, I take a deep breath. Her event was one of the first ones to go, so she had to be there earlier than most. But took time to get to Hikibana. She had swords and stared across the campus. The tournament to be held was much harder than she expected. Maybe she had some kind of... She found a kind of convention, but instead was a small local capable arcade machine. Small rooms put off. Showing the individual competitors took place of the day. We've seen all this before. Few will about the space, generally older folk in their 20s and 30s. Holly glanced at the agenda in her hand and made way to one of the back rooms. In the competition room, she found 2 chairs on an elevated platform. Computer projector between them and hooked up to several controllers. He sat at one of the chairs, looking bored out of his mind. Ian. So time you showed up, started worried that you died. See you concerned. Is it? Yeah. How did I should ask him? The man came over to her and checked the name of the information. I'm part of the Nobles Club. So it probably made her sit straight as he said it. And sometimes there are a few small changes here and there, but nothing really major. There were chairs a lot of people to watch them compete, and 2 were surprised the entire room soon filled. Terry filled her, grabbed a hold of her. She saw it hard, she was the crowd to find John. There he was. Her anxiety eased. She smiled and made her wave, and he waved back. The lights on Ian and Hana dimmed, and the projector started up, showing the menu of Dumbledore's revenge on the screen. It was time to start. As MC began his introduction and explained the rules of the game, Ian turned to Hana, a smirk on his face. Sure you're ready for this?
Yeah.
You bet I am. Ready to go? The man turned to Ian and Hana nodded. Then, 3, 2, 1, start! The game began. Hana knew could fill her screen with 2 more lines of blocks. Ian began with what he had. Hana scaled the box and pick cards, leaving them one by one, making help where she could. She was advanced to plan tons of comments ahead of time, but she could make a correctly promise having the probability. Please tell her all gone. Beginning news were next. Those started flipping at the top of the screen. Ian was a count win. She had a few seconds before the box with those blocks to fall. Click on top of the screen and started reading the orange box below it. Then it happened. She saw jet out from on the screen. Her eyes crossed as she stared at it in shock. She had losing top block over one space. She thought it vanished. The box was normal again. You're dead. As this block fell upon her humble kingdom, she slid the combo into place. 2, 3, 4 combo, 5, 6 combo, 7, 8 combo. Tech bird in the blocks hovered upon us. Just 7 more combos waiting for them to fall. 10 combo, legendary! Those started farting out rainbows over Ian's zone, and then... blocks. So many blocks. Think how much came in and turned it down for all over Ian's side. Slide left, right, and back again. Ian blinked, his hands and eyes moving frantically over the screen. He wasn't sure he had ever seen something like that before. Harsher hadn't. He seemed to count what was happening. Hana could count what was happening, but there was no need. He just kept build up. He kept trying to make comments at the end, but game over. That was it. She won. She stared, dumbfounded at the screen in front of her. Ian's mouth hung open. The room was silent. Then, yeah, Hana! I knew you could do it. Hana got to see the room applauding, all of it, even the hidden block club. The others was gaping at the screen. I've never seen this grown that high. Certain she was ready to be she stood to climb off the platform. Not so fast. Ian stepped in front of her, but as always. She raised her with him sarcasm. But to her surprise, he laughed. That was hell of exactly what I wanted from you. Her hand there looked at it. Hana and Hana looked at it confused. Don't be hanging. Oh. She high-fived him, and he clasped her hand in his. Thanks, Hana. That was fun. They disappeared in the pressing crowd. Hana forced her way through it herself, eager to find John. A bouquet of roses was thrust into her vision. She took it and looked up. Thought he deserved flowers after your wondrous debut. Did you get any last night and all? We actually deserves to be given flowers. Hana gazed at deep red roses, happiness flooding her. This time, they truly meant something. Thank you. Anyways, I gotta get going for my event. Wish you luck. I don't need to, I'm coming with you. Okay, let's get going. I followed John to his event room at the front of the arcade. The small space, only half of people were there to watch the incoming battle of virtual gamers. Hey John, ready to fight? I had to up my events this year. I don't know your history with virtual games, but I'll put as much fight as I can. We'll see how it goes. You okay, John? You don't look too good. First time that day, Hana looked at John and realized doing was right. John was pale and there were deep bags under his eyes. His hands were trembling over so slightly. After a few weeks, but after this everything would be much easier to deal with. Oh. I wasn't able to practice much. Well, maybe you still have a chance. Not that I go too easy on you. I wouldn't want you to. John, are you sure you're alright? John heaved a heavy sigh. It's just that I'm one of the founders of Rebels, and here I was so caught in my own business that I hardly even practice. Barely a class of a member, let alone a founder. John, you can't be serious. You dealt with the death, losing your lead for the play, then terrible performance of the play, and got yourself a new girlfriend. And I think you should have found a way to put even more pressure on yourself. New girlfriend? Are the business ready? Horse right at the moment the pig-faced MC popped into the room. We're right behind, so let's hurry it up. Johnny faced it hard, then took his place beside Jimmy and picked up a controller. Right, the person with the highest score at the end of the level wins. Ready, marks? Get set. Play! Driver was starting, and away the game went. Of course, it became apparent quickly that John wasn't wrong in his assessment of himself. There was no way he was going to win. He needed to have practiced more. John played his very best right up to the end, but it wasn't even close. He was set with on points ahead, and John sit down with the controller with a grimace. Caught his point and hoped for a good show, retreated back to the main show. John stared at his hands. Hey, was that this year? It was a pleasure. John nodded, saying his hand for a handshake. Congratulations. Due to John's hand, the relief so plain in his face that it was almost painful. Hey, you still did really well despite the circumstances. Ha, I'm sure I did. At least you won your event, maybe with that we still have a chance. Does that, John was ready to himself, though still a bit tired. Wanna look around? Are you sure you're alright? He shrugged. It's over, what are you gonna do, mourn? He looked at her, then and shrugged half-heartedly. Too soon, John. Let's go play. Alright. Eventually, the MC stage right next to the window of the tournament. John's hand slid into her harness as the MC opened the tiny envelope containing the results. This year's tournament is the Robo's Club. This is the only route where the one with the who chart is, John in this case, loses, and it's still the best ending. There's no route that does that. No route does this. Yes! John and Hana screamed punched in the air, and given that their hands were entwined, like they combined forces to take out some kind of monster, anime style. It was covered and Hana swarmed the stage, piling out both the trophy and the MC. John got the microphone from the MC. He looked as though he'd been mugged. This video goes right to the rest of my club members. I really dropped the ball. If it weren't for them, there's no way I would have won. Daryl motioned to the group as of them on stage, pausing to allow the audience's applause. Finally, I have two announcements. First of all, join us welcome Hana Mizo. This is for the Nobles Club and my girlfriend. So I asked for the men around them. Around Hana. John motioned her to the front of the stage where she stood next to him, blushing furiously. Could have won without her, ain't she cute? John? She shoved him and the crowd laughed, and suddenly stopped and shook her. She wrapped her Nobles jacket around her shoulders. Thank you. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have won an Asagao, okay? Wouldn't have a drama club. She's really a hero this day. Eyes applauded politely once again. John smiled gently at her, then turned to face the crowd with a rather serious expression. Finally, I have one more announcement. He came up to the crowd said as they saw the look on his face and moved sober. Also, taking pictures of a fallen crowd around your arms, Jacques. Sorry, he is no longer with us. He would find a way to repair him until the day comes, and our very friend will be missed. Hunter's arm and John saw as he wore the microphone from his face. There was a moment of silence, and then John passed the microphone back to the MC. After John's announcement, there wasn't much more to the tournament. The crowd left soberly in excitement of the victory finished. We just did just that, just met them just outside the arcade. Y'all was time? Why did you tell me? Let me have a look at him. I'll see what I can do. Sash took Jocks under his wing and with the help of the only other person in the arcade who understood robots. Kaksu. Which I'm still convinced is a robot. But I said, why her robot people? Is she part of a Sharks Club or something? Don't worry about it. I know she has to be a robot. There's no other explanation for it. Down pays the 4 expected farther. I'm glad to air off at how the operators were proceeding. Don't know what Jock's getting worse than he already is. I know that, Hana, I know. John stopped pace instead of calling to rest his head on Hana's shoulder. I know we can't get any worse. But what if he gets better? Part of me wants to come back, and part of me... John? What if he doesn't have his memories anymore? What if he's got a completely different personality? What if he doesn't like me? How are we going to deal with that? John, I really don't think you need to worry about that. Something came inside the room and John jumped. Everything okay? Nothing to report. You got it handled. John was pacing the floor. No matter what Hana did, nothing would calm him down. He was beyond help. Finally, others were done and Sash and Kaksu approached him nervously. Well, how did it go? The operation was a complete success. John? I missed you, John. Jacques. The rest of them left after that. John was teared up and they thought it best to give him some privacy. In fact, Hana didn't see him for several days. But eventually, another CG gallery. He can fly now, can you believe that? Says the cows did some kind of observation so his wires don't run through his wings anymore. He's happy as a clam. Jacques swooped down between them for a second, just long enough to add, I resent that. Everything will be a star someday, Hana. I'm sure he can, John, I'm sure he can. We'll see what we'll say about that. John and Hana for his day. Jacques, the Arab has the third wheel. Well, that's how she was meant to be. To be honest, it was more like she was the third wheel. John and Jacques' bond, stronger than steel and wires, past even the love John and Hana had for each other. But she didn't mind. All she cared was seeing John happy, and if Jacques was a part of that, well, maybe she would love Jacques too. I have a future ahead of me. I believe this. You do. Together we'll be the best actor-manager pair in the world, as the world has ever seen. You see the night, if it's the last thing I ever do. Believe it! And of course, Hana will be by our side the whole way through. Right, Hana?
Yeah.
Of course. Man, this is great. I've got 2 talented me, not a original girlfriend I absolutely know I can count on. Got a future ahead of us, I just know it. Not if I can help it. These two. Looks like she'll be stuck with them for a long time to come. And to be honest, that's not a war for her. I also split it in 2 videos. Best end. Depends how long it is. I don't want to put it an hour because I have trouble sitting still for an hour myself. So I need to get up through the credits again. Alright, that's good for now. No waves, I don't care. Jock, please. Jock, over here. Please look at me. No, over here. Sorry, I love you. You created a monster. No, I created a star. I'd admit, I have my doubts about this whole Jacques as a superstar deal, but I guess you knew exactly what you were doing.
I know, right?
Yeah, I did. Jacques is now an internationally recognized celebrity with fans from several countries and all walks of life. Came far away to see this amazing acting bird. Heard it just a novelty, but it seemed that the first time someone saw him perform live, they fell in love. Tried to go exponentially until they had to take him on tour. Then I get television and movie offers. I had a way about him that just made me want to love him. Odd turn events, but Hannah was enjoying the ride, for the most part. Now Josh is a star and really set my eyes on my neck. On my next. Your next? That was Hannah. She didn't write that book. That was a discussion for another day. Down watch this bird, stars in his eyes. Our beloved Jacques. I would have killed him to pay more attention to his actual girlfriend. He started to arm through John's. Some things would never change. And thus, Asagao Academy comes to a close. Next time, new LP will start, and after that, we'll finish up Asagao Academy. Or we'll do another route. It's like 3 routes left. Till then.